We are live on the Information Super Highway Glorious Time Zones to all. We're back, Tezz. We're back. Me and Tezz are back on the podcast. How you doing, dude?
Reunited and it feels so good.
Yes,
how's it going,
it does.
man?
It feels good, mate. I don't know when we've last spoken with a microphone in front of us. Probably a little while ago, I believe.
Been a few weeks. I was a bit poorly a couple of weeks back, and then you've been on the road.
Yes, me and Rachel on an episode, and I did a solo one, and me and John did a podcast from the cabin. That was the last episode. Sorry, there wasn't an episode last week because there was lots of nothing but a good time traveling. Unbelievable amounts of traveling, Tezz, but it's been good. But how have you been? Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling better, man. I'm feeling better. I'm very keen to hear about how Nothing But Good Times first overseas travels have been, man. I'm very keen to hear how it's gone.
Well, we had our, as people heard from the cabin, if they listened to the cabin episode, we were going to Ireland to play, and played a bit of a low-key gig in Dublin, it was okay. It's a bit like a Voodoo Vegas gig from back in the day, like a little tiny bar. The venue were a bit weird. They sort of moved bands around and stuff. It was okay. It was just like a warm-up gig. The main gig was Belfast we were playing, and probably about 3 or 4 weeks out, we were at under 100 tickets. I think we were at like 92 tickets, and the venue contacted us, and I were like, oh, what do you think? Can we do the gig? And of course, there's only a like 9th or 10th gig selling tickets. So I was like, oh God. So panicking. And we hadn't even booked the flights or the ferry or anything like that, or worked out the logistics. We were waiting to see if we'd sell enough tickets. And I contacted this guy I met called Alan, and luckily he's very, very good at doing advertising. And he managed to, together with me creating a lot of content and him doing the adverts, and Teresa did some of the content as well, we managed to get the number up to, I think it was like 227 people came.
What?
And then we got like, so we did some other things. So I think in the end we had about 300. We had another website was selling tickets, so we ended up getting about 300 people in there in this Belfast fair. And like, honestly, Tezz, it's like, if anyone's listened to these old episodes, like many years, Voodoo Vegas supported bands in venues like that. Like, we were the support band. It was cool to be playing them, but we're the support band. This gig for us, it was so weird to be doing this gig in this giant venue with big dressing rooms and stuff, and all this crew just for us. It was mad. It was like, awesome. They're all here to see us. This is really weird. I mean, it was just very strange, but it was such a good crowd. The Irish crowd were like absolutely banging. And like, I remember when we first got the Nothing But Good Time promo, firing out a million emails, and I thought, wow, the previous show I was on sold quite a few tickets in Belfast, so let's try and get a gig out in Belfast. Let's try a different venue. And the Mandela Hall at Christmas was like, yeah, let's go. We were interested in going for it, and that was at Christmas, so it's been a build up to this gig, and it's the biggest selling tickets we've had for an indoor gig. It was
awesome,
really, really cool gig, and we've already been booked back. So watch this space. We're going back next year already, autumn. We're going to release, and if you're listening on the podcast and you're new to it, there's an early bird sale going to be happening to get cheaper tickets for the first few weeks of the on sale. So watch this space for some Belfast rocking that's going to be happening in 2026. But yeah, man, that was good. And then we played our first hometown show in a giant church in Poole last weekend. Very hard, but God bless the sound, man. I mean, goodness me, the ceiling was so high. And, you know, everything just reverbed around. I think everyone said it sounded all right. And it was quite a good gig for our first home. I quite enjoyed it. Lots of friends and family came. Thank you to everyone. The day after, we played this festival called Crocs Fest, which was last Saturday. It was one of the only gigs where they said, we play, but everything's for charity, so we can't give you any money. Of course, like back in the Voodoo Vegas days, you'd be doing gigs like that all the time. And I was like, I remember proposing it to the guys January, Feb time. I'm like, do you guys want to play this gig, guys? They're going to pay us no money. I don't know what it's like. Let's fill up our calendar. I think it's good to do. It's a couple hours away. Let's do it. And everyone was like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's go and play. And dude, Tezz, like 5,500 people there. I didn't even realise, mate. It was absolutely packed. I thought it was like a little thing. It was absolutely ginormous. And we were headlining. It was we were the headline band on last, and mate, absolutely brilliant. You know, like, and I've got the lots of footage from it. Of course, when you hear the crowd, it sounds like, you know, a stadium. that massive noise, and everyone was, I think, thoroughly entertained. And we only booked on faith alone, but mate, great. And then we went to Belgium on Sunday, so lots of traveling. Played the Metal Babes Festival, which was the female-fronted metal festival. So I'm not a female. Okay. So, and I was the singer with Teresa, so that was quite weird. And we don't play metal, so it was basically booked by this guy we know called Kuhn, who's got a place over there called Jan Hertog, and he put on a metal festival. And we were like the big party band on at the end. So it was quite cool, man. It's good to go back there. Proof of concept that we can go abroad by flying and avoiding the Brexit nonsense. So, yeah, man, it's great. Great few weeks. So lots of travel, man. Lots of travel and lots of good stuff. Tezz has got a very exciting travel coming up soon. Tezz?
I have, yes. Not long. So yeah, end of September, or not even the last week of September. Well, yeah, the end of the last weekend of September, I'm flying out to Las Vegas with my fiance's family, my sister, and a few other people to do a whole ton of awesome things in Vegas, culminating with getting married. Finally, we're getting married in a very, very cool venue.
Yes.
And then road tripping across a number of different states, doing a few little horror stops as well.
Ooh.
So, Ministry of Horror host here, do a horror podcast, and we're going to the Stanley Hotel, which was the hotel from The Shining. Halloween Horror Nights in Florida at Universal. Just loads of little cool stops. We're stopping in Amarillo, Texas, Dallas, Oklahoma, Alabama at the highest point in the mountains. It's going to be insane. So I'm basically out the country for a month.
Question: and was it planned around it being close to Halloween to do the Halloween themed stuff a little bit?
Well, a little bit. I think for us, we were sort of looking at cost.
Yeah,
and also, I was like, well, if we're going to end up going into Florida, where her parents live half the year, to sort of end the holiday there and the honeymoon there, it would be quite cool to do Halloween Horror Nights again, because I did it a few years ago. So it's partially for me and my fandom, but also I think it's a good time of year in Vegas because it's still hot, but it's not unbearably hot, and our wedding is outdoors.
Yeah,
so hopefully I'll be able to wear my suit and not just be a dripping mess straight away.
No, mate, it's going to be very exciting. And people can follow you, can't they, on the old Instagram as well for is it Vegas and Valentine's, is it?
Vegas and Valentine's, yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, so that's the official socials on Instagram. I don't know about TikTok, but I know on Instagram, my fiance is managing that. So Vegas and Valentine's, give it a follow. I'll also be posting little vloggy bits kind of as we go, more horror specific on my horror channels, but we are going to be getting a ton of footage. We're seeing the Grand Canyon, we're seeing like Moab National Park, Zion National Park. So if you like travel footage, then it's not all just going to be horror. There's going to be a ton of vlogging stuff going on, and I'm probably going to save a whole bunch of footage to then do a proper edit when we're back home, and not just put bits here and there. But
it's going to be awesome, man. Are you going to go to like a little? When Meryl and me went to San Francisco a few years ago, we just thought, you see it on one of these programs and stuff, these films, like a diner that hasn't got a branding. It's just like an American diner, and go and have some food. Are you going to try and stop off at some random roadside diner in the middle of nowhere and have some food?
Okay, this is where me and my fiance not clash, but we contrast a little bit, because for me, I don't like to plan things too much. I like to just, let's see what's a cool stop along the way. Let's see what's what we come across. My fiance Victoria, on the other hand, she's a planner. Which is great, because she has put together everything for this wedding. Like it's all you'd think a professional wedding planner has done it for us, but no, she's done it off her own back. Loads of really cool stuff. But it has then meant that a lot of our stops, in a good way, are planned. I'm sure that there's still going to be a few things along the way. I mean, one of the things, she had a little bit of a concern about us stopping in Amarillo, because it was like, why are we kind of stopping there? Is it just because it's on this route to then get to Oklahoma and Dallas?
We have the Tony Christie song stuck on our head for the whole trip.
Yeah. And part of the thing was like, is there anything to do in Amarillo for the night when we're there? And it turns out that literally 5 minutes from the hotel we're staying at, is this Texas Roadhouse, which apparently is famous for its massive like food challenges, and it looks really, really cool. It looks like a proper country music massive barn barbecue type place. So yeah, that's going to be quite cool. And she specifically, I can't remember the name of it, but she specifically wants to go to this gas station, which is famous in America because it's basically like a supermarket, but it's a gas station.
Right.
It's got like a beaver as the logo.
Oh, I saw it on another channel that I like to watch, All the Gear. Yeah. And the two hosts on that channel, they went there. It's massive. It's massive.
It's enormous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. She was showing it to me and I was like, I mean, we've already got so much luggage before we even leave this country. What are we going to get in a gas station that big without just, we've got to be able to take some of this stuff home. But, I'm doing my horror things, so I'm not going to question the things that she wants to do like that or Disney stuff,
Very excited, mate. Well, yeah. We've still got a few weeks till you go, man. But so I'm sure we'll touch base. But again, but man, it's going to be very exciting for you guys. What a great life experience and great trip you guys are going to have.
And, Victoria has said, like, if we can triangulate something to do like some form of recording while I'm away.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the time difference is going to be a bit crazy, but yeah, she suggested that because I am planning to get some Ministry of Horror podcasts here and there, micro ones, recorded on an iPad. But yeah, if we can sort something out where we're both awake at the same time and available at the same time, then we can record something from
this podcast
America
transatlantic style. Bang! It'd be great.
Oh yeah,
it'd be great. It's great to chat, Tezz. Good to be chatting to you again, mate. It's been a good few weeks, and I'm really happy to be here chatting to you and creating stuff. And it's just going to be a wild few weeks, man. I enjoy doing the podcasting, so thank you as always for chatting away, dude. Chatting away is going to be good.
Thank you, man.
So what have we got on the docket today, Tezz? I think it's quite good. We're going to take a little bit of sidebar rather than me talk about myself all the bloody time.
So it's kind of marrying two worlds here. So we're going to be talking about films, but not just any sort of films, not horror films, but we're going to be talking about music-based films.
Yeah.
So we've kind of collated, and we haven't discussed this, our top 3 favorite music-focused films. We've got a few honourable mentions because there may be a case of a bit of an overlap. So hopefully...
Yes. Are you counting them down? Are we going to count down 3 to 1? Like 3 and your favourite film? Is that what you're thinking of doing? That's what
I'm thinking that. And maybe we do our honourable mentions before 1. So we do 3, 2, and then we go, here's our honourable mentions.
Yeah.
Because that way... if one of my honourable mentions is already come up in yours, I can be like, we've already talked about this one, but this is one of mine,
This is all to tie with the Spinal Tap 2 coming out this weekend. So we thought one of the greatest rock movies ever. Does it make one of our lists? That's the question. So Spinal Tap 2 is out on Friday as we're recording this. Will it be on one of our lists? Who knows?
It looks like there's potential. I don't know yet. I'm unsure as to what I think of the trailers for Spinal Tap 2.
I hope it's not just going to be like, oh, here's Spinal Tap with Paul McCartney. Here's Spinal Tap with Elton John. I want it to be like about Spinal Tap. So
yeah, exactly.
But like, I've also, the way I've sort of judged my 3 main films is the music with it. Like, I've my 3 films. I think both of our 3 films. We haven't told each other what they are, but our 3 films are both based around not real bands. They're not biopics. They're like bands that were made up for the film. I think Tezz has got an honorable mention as a biopic, but my 3 films are fake bands that are made for the movie, and I've kind of based mine around the songs that the band have written and the movie overall. So I've got 2 sort of like, it's still 3, 2, 1, but that's how I've judged it based on what the song was and the actual overallness of the movie. So it's quite exciting. I like it how we don't know each other's 3 films. So we're going to do 3, 2 honorable mentions, and then each other's one. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I have to say, I'm not going to jump into which one of mine. I've got a biopic sort of film in here, but I do have one which is a fictional film.
Yeah,
but the band featuring in it is a real band. So I don't know if that is breaking the rules a little bit.
There are no rules, mate. It's rock and roll.
There are.
So it's
Excellent.
podcasting.
It's podcasting. Well, my
rock and roll
number
is the new
three.
podcasting.
My number three. It's a bit of a parody film. It's a bit of a parody of Walk the Line.
Right.
And it is the comedy film from Judd Apatow and Jake Kasdan, Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Oh, yeah.
This it's a musical comedy, and it stars John C. Reilly, Tim Meadows, Kirsten Wiig, Jenna Fisher. This is just, there was a period of time where Judd Apatow was doing a lot of the big comedy films that were hitting in the cinema.
Yes.
And Walk the Line was a huge biopic. Joaquin Phoenix starred in it. I haven't actually seen it, but this is basically a comedic take on that. And oh god, it's one of those great films where all the comedians are on fire, and the music, the music's hilarious. Have you seen Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox
I have,
story?
but not for a long time. So it's one of those films that, like Judd Apatow did do. Like, he did the Girl Ghostbusters film, didn't he, as well? Did he? Am I right in thinking that?
Oh no, oh god, who was that? That was, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was in School of Rock as the friend of Jack Black.
Right, I didn't realise that was him.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, he was the director of the female Ghostbuster.
Right.
Although saying that, maybe Judd Apatow produced it.
I don't know, because whoever did Bridesmaids did Ghostbusters, I think. But I have seen Walk Hard, but I can't remember anything about it. But I like the idea that it's a fake biopic as such. That's quite cool.
Yeah, yeah. And the good thing with this is throughout the film, all of the songs are original compositions, but they are very much takes on Johnny Cash songs or takes on the transitions of the eras, because it starts off in the early 60s, late 50s sort of time, before then going through to the 60s and 70s. And so you then got your mixture of that kind of doo-wop early rock and roll, and then a bit of sort of the punk influence on some of the later music. It's just hilarious. And if I was going to say like particular standout song, I mean, obviously the main theme, Walk Hard. And there's a version of it later on where he does a punk version of the same song, but it's just getting progressively faster and faster. The rest of the band just like, okay, this is unlistenable right now, but he is off his face on whatever narcotics at that point in the story.
I might not have seen this film properly. I've seen of it. I've probably seen clips, but I don't know if I've seen the whole thing.
It's so good. It's so good. He gets to the point later on in the film where I guess he kind of goes through a bit of a Brian Wilson Beach Boys moment where everything has to be grander. We have to have, 30 different musicians playing at once, a full orchestra. We have to have like a goat walking through the recording studio with a bell and all this stuff. And the producer's just like, is this getting a bit much now? But no, it's his vision. It's so funny. Such a funny film.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one to check out. I think that might be a good one. I would definitely check it out, Tezz. Because I haven't seen it for years. Yeah. I think I might have seen it in clip form. Maybe Meryl's seen it. So,
okay.
Of course, Meryl and me live together, so we'd have to pick one. So, my number 3 is from 1996, comedy drama film. That Thing You Do.
I know of it. I've never actually seen it.
Have you seen it? It's about a band called the Oneidas, but they actually end up becoming the Wonders, and they write one song, which is like a slow ballad, and the drummer of the band, they all live local. The drummer of the band originally breaks his arm jumping over some mailbox. It's set in the 60s, and he jumps over, breaks his arm, and then they got their friend who hasn't drummed for them for ages. Oh, can you please do our Battle of the Bands gig tonight? And he has one rehearsal, and he says, "Yeah, this is easy for me." Goes to the Battle of the Bands, and he just starts playing this That Thing You Do song much faster. It's like dum, ba, bam, ba, ba. Plays it a lot faster, and then all these people like get up and dance, and they're really into it. And it's like, oh, you're lucky. The band were like, you're lucky that everyone really enjoys the faster version of this song, and they end up having to keep playing it faster as the fast version. And then they get a job and they get a booking in a residency in a local club. And then someone sees them, buys their records, signs them. They play some show, and then Tom Hanks sees them. He's the manager, signs the Playtone Records. They get massive tour all around America. going right, and it's all set in the 60s, and they're all not really getting on with each other, but then they get on with each other, and Liv Tyler's in it, and she's with the singer of the Wonders, but the drummer guy who came in sort of loves her and has always loved her, and his girlfriend treats him bad, which is Charlize Theron. And then they end up getting they're going to record on like American Bandstand or some big American TV program, and then the bass players disappeared. They get this guy in from the army, I don't know, and just basically the whole band falls to pieces at the end. Spoilers. And basically they're a one-hit wonder, but it's an absolutely brilliant film. Tom Hanks directed. I think it was his first directing job, I think. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just checked. It's his first film that Tom Hanks ever wrote and directed. So it's a really cool film, really good vibes as well. And the song "That Thing You Do" is a really fun song. I'm sure lots of people have heard it, but I really enjoy that film actually. As the band, I think the bands together are a great band, and how they get on with each other and take the piss out of each other and a fight and all this sort of stuff. It's really good film, man. That Thing You Do from 1996 is my third favorite music movie.
Okay, excellent. I'll have to check it out. My number 2 is comedy again from 1994, directed by Michael Lehman, written by Rich Wilkes, starring Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler. I've gone for Airheads.
Oh yeah, that's great.
This it's one of those films where I'd already been a bit of a fan of Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler. I like some of his stuff. I'm not like a huge Sandler fan, but Brendan Fraser from The Mummy, he's great. And the fact that this had just a lot of that rock to a bit of metal in the soundtrack, that straight away got my attention. So this is about a struggling band trying to get their music out there. They're called the Lone Rangers, and they're constantly getting rejected by record labels. So they basically decide to break into a local radio station and take it over to ensure their demo gets played. It's a fun film. The soundtrack is awesome. I think this is probably the film that introduced me to Rob Zombie's band White Zombie. Yeah, because they play in a bar scene, and it's a really cool song. Feed the Gods. But yeah, the soundtrack's awesome. You got Motorhead, Born to Raise Hell.
Well, Lemmy's in it, isn't he?
He's in it, yeah. With Ice-T. You got Four Non Blondes covering the Van Halen. You got Anthrax, Primus. The Lone Rangers, obviously, they have a couple of their little performances. Ramones. It's a really cool rock metal soundtrack in this film, and it's just pretty funny. It's one of those things that if you just got an hour and a half to kill and just want to watch like a film that you can have a couple of chuckles to, it's definitely up there.
I'd say it's hot off the heels of Wayne's World as well. That's that film coming out, really, wasn't it? So that let's make a film about the rock culture, I think, which I think for people mine and your age was very inspiring as well. Like we've said, for me, with like Wayne's World was quite inspiring, because that was very much pop culture at the time as well, wasn't it? That it's great for hard to find to stream though, Tezz, because me and Meryl have always looked to try and watch Airhead. You can't find it anywhere.
No, it's one of those things where I swear before streaming, films were a lot easier to get on like DVD and stuff like that. Whereas nowadays, I quite often think, oh, I'd want to see this old horror or this other older film. And you have a look, it's not on any streaming site. If you want to get it on DVD, it's like 30 quid from America. And you think, what? I swear I could get these films for like £5 back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I'll just have a quick look to see.
Did you know in Airheads there's a stealth Ghostbusters reunion as well?
Oh,
between two Ghostbusters.
No, I didn't know.
Ernie Hudson is the copper in charge of it, of the whole scene, a bit like Die Hard. He's the copper outside the radio station. And they send in a record producer, like a record company boss, to give them their record contract. And that's Harold Ramis. So it's a Ghostbusters reunion after Ghostbusters 2, which is quite cool.
Damn. Well, just having a quick look on Amazon, and yeah, I mean, I don't get it. You can buy it in the UK on DVD for 30 quid.
Whoa!
For a DVD.
Just not even Blu-ray?
Not even Blu-ray. A film that's 31 years old.
Bloody hell. Quite frankly, I'm not spending £31 on just a lowly DVD 4K or nothing for me.
Exactly. But yeah, it's a shame. I mean, there's a pretty good site actually to find out where things are available to stream. I'm going to have a little quick look and see if it has Airheads anywhere.
Well, I couldn't find it anywhere to stream because Melanie wanted to watch it a few weeks ago.
So there are no locations currently available for this title. So no, you can't stream it anywhere.
Oh, and Micah McKeon's in it as well, isn't he? Of course, from Spinal Tap. He's in charge. He's the DJ in charge of the radio station. He's on the air when the Lone Rangers come in and take over the. So I think is he? No, he's not DJ. He's in charge of the radio station.
He's in charge of the radio station. Yeah, and you've got Chris Farley, who's from Wayne's World or Wayne's World 2. Definitely, he's one of the roadies.
The guy from Breakfast Club's in it as well. He's the what's the guy, the bully guy from Breakfast Club. He's the record company boss, isn't he?
Yeah, the one who does the fist in the air at the end.
Right at the end. Yeah, great film, Tezz. Great film.
Awesome.
My number 2, Tezz, is from the year 2000, and it is a comedy drama written by Cameron Crowe. And it's called Almost Famous, Tezz. Almost Famous.
Okay.
With a band called Stillwater. What a great film. Like, I think Cameron Crowe said when he did this movie that it was kind of, I think he was a writer, and it's basically based on his experiences being a music writer. And it's about this kid who writes off to Rolling Stone magazine sends an article to him about a band he wants to write about, and says, well, we need a journalist to follow this band around on tour, Stillwater. Can you go and do this? Can you follow Stillwater on tour? And this Rolling Stone don't realize that the person they're sending is this little 14-year-old, 15-year-old.
Yeah.
And he goes out on tour with Stillwater all around America and becomes mates with them. And it's got Kate Hudson in it, and she's what they call. She's not a groupie. She's a band. Oh, they don't call themselves groupies, do they? What is it? I can't remember. They don't like. Yeah, she's called Penny Lane, isn't she? She is a groupie, but they don't like to be called groupies. And she fancies Russell and has this on-off relationship with Russell, the guitarist. And the music in it's really good. Jason Lee's the singer of the band. I think they actually played it as well. Like, they've got a song called Fever Dog, the band, and there's a scene when they play Fever Dog. And it's such a cool, a bit like Zeppelin. It's a really cool film set in the 70s. And absolutely brilliant film. Again, it's like the togetherness of the band is very real, quite real life, like a real band is. Arguing, there's a moment when I think Jimmy Fallon is in it, and they're backstage at one of their shows, and they've got a T-shirt, and on the T-shirt just shows Russell, the guitarist, and all the rest of the band are in shadow. And Jason Lee, who's a singer, was like, I'm supposed to be the singer with Mystique, and you're supposed to be Keith Richards, But it was like, because they're just focused on this Russell guy. It's such a great film, and then they all fall out, but then they all come back together at the end, and it's a brilliant movie set in the 70s, which got that cool vibe of the 70s, which we got a lot of, in the 90s and 2000s. We were getting a lot of films set in the 70s, weren't we? Are we getting many films nowadays set in the 90s?
I mean, there's the odd horror film that comes set in the 90s, but we don't really, in terms of just general comedies or dramas, I mean, we don't really get that many comedies in the cinema these days. We just don't.
Mostly Strange Things, I guess, was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Strange Things the 80s, yeah. I suppose in terms of like 90s set, the things that I've seen that have been set in the 90s, that's not been the focus. Like there's the odd horror films where it just happens to be in the 90s, but it's never a big focal point. Which is a shame because there's a lot of 90s culture.
But it's funny because in the 90s we were 20 years away from the 70s, which we are now in theory. Yeah. Have you ever seen Almost Famous?
A very long time ago. I remember it being very good. It's Almost Famous where they had the moment where they think the plane's going to crash, isn't it?
Yeah. And they all open up to each other. Hey, you. And then the plane's fine.
Yeah, that's so good.
The drummer goes, I'm gay.
Yeah.
which is I don't know if you get that it's done as a joke. I don't think you get that these days as a joke.
Probably not.
No, but the drummer admits he's gay, and then the plane pulls up.
Levels out.
Everyone's just really quiet looking at him, going, oh. It's a great film. It's not really. Wouldn't necessarily call it a comedy, is it? I mean, the scene at the end with Kate Hudson, and she does an overdose because she's broken up with I think Russell sells her to the Grateful Dead. I think they're having a card game. He loses the cards and sells her groupie services to the Grateful Dead, I believe, and a crate of beer or something like that. And
it's pretty grim when you think about it. It's
and the kiddie who William's the kid. He finds out, he overhears it, and he's really pissed off with Russell, and there's all this friction. And there's a great scene when I think it's after the plane crash, and I can't remember. There's been a massive falling out, like there is all through this film, and they're in the van, in the tour bus, and they're driving to the next gig, and Elton John's Tiny Dance plays, and then one of the guys in the band starts singing it, and then the whole band, and then Kate Hudson's character sings it, and then all the band just starts singing it. They're all pissed off. They're all like really quiet and pissed off with each other. One of them's just a blue jean baby. And then they all start singing the whole of the Tiny Dance song, and then it sort of connects them all back together, and they're like, yeah, we're back together. It's a brilliant film for vibes and, the togetherness of a rock band, and of course the 70s setting is absolutely brilliant. I love it. It's such a brilliant film. I don't know if did it win any awards? Let's check the famous podcaster's best friend, Wikipedia.
Oh, Wikipedia, yeah.
Well, Wikipedia's
I'm
on.
Sure
I don't know.
It's on something.
I think it accolades, home media. It was on DVD.
Oh,
which was, and VHS, Tezz.
And VHS. Oh, wow.
Yes, it was. Yes. So there we go. Almost Famous in my number 2. Are we going to do honourable mentions now?
Yes. So I initially had 2, and then where we've been chatting, I've then thought, I forgot about this and I forgot about that. So I've technically got now 4, but 2 of them I'm going to just very briefly mention briefly and then get into my honourable mentions. So the 2 that popped into my head while we've been chatting, there's a horror comedy called Uncle Peckerhead.
Oh.
And what it is it's a small band, a garage rock band. And this is the weird thing. I never listened to garage rock, like that sort of fuzzy guitar, small like band. I never listened to it normally. But when garage rock is in a film, I don't know, I quite enjoy it in a film. But it's that weird thing where it's like, I'm never actually going to go on Spotify and search for any of these bands. It's just not my thing. But it's this garage rock band. They're embarking on, and I've just thought of another garage rock band film, which I won't spend too long. They go on to do a tour and they need some help, so they put out these flyers for assistance. And they meet a guy who's known as Peck, or Uncle Peckerhead, this bold older guy who seems very nice and friendly and just wants to help the band out. But at midnight every night, for 13 minutes, he turns into a man-eating monster.
Oh.
So it's like almost a zombie sort of thing. And it's one of those comedy horrors where there's this weird sort of dynamic between them, and he's getting into these crazy hijinks.
Yeah.
But then it actually does get kind of freaky as it gets near the end, because they try to break up the relationship, because obviously he's a man-eating monster and they're worried about their own safety. So that's one. The other one, which I guess kind of connects to that, which for horror fans again, Green Room is an excellent film.
And Patrick Stewart is the baddie.
Yeah.
I've completely forgot about that film.
Garage rock, sort of punk rock band. Yeah. They go to play this gig out in the sticks, middle of nowhere, and it turns out it's run by some nasty people. Yeah,
we've done stuff like that, man. In the band, I completely forgot about Green Room. We done gigs like that. Where we've turned up to places and go, "What are we doing here? What should I tell you? Should I do a little bit of a sidebar of a story that happened?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what biker group it is. I don't think I've said this story on the podcast. Have I said stories about bikers before?
No, not on the podcast. Okay. No.
So we played this biker venue in the UK. We were going to be the support band. This is Voodoo Vegas, and the man we were supporting weren't coming to do the gig. We drove in, so they said, "Well, you can just play by yourself," and it's one of them. Mate, I have to be really careful because they're horrible. They're really angry people. It's wild. And we drove into this venue's yard, and the gate closes behind you, and another van went in front of us, and it turns out that the other van was the sound man for the gig, and we were in there in our LDV convoy we had at the time. Me and Nick are in the van, sort of getting stuff ready to load out. And this other van that went in first had a slidey door. Like vans do, slidey door. And then the sound man, who turned out that he was a prospect for the biker group, if you've seen Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And basically he goes to shut the slider door and catches one of the yards. It was a big yard. It's like a yard. It wasn't like a venue car park. Catches one of the dogs like of the yard's nose in the slidey door. The dog obviously goes like a dog would. I think the dog was okay. Dude, all these bikers came out and absolutely beat the tar out of this prospect. Because the guy's, I've been training up this dog to be, kind, to not be aggressive, and you just ruined it. They beat the shit out of it. Absolutely. Like, right, we're like in the van. And I was like, oh my God, like, what are we going to do? Because, like, it was totally, like, honestly, and we were like, whoa, shit. Like, this guy's like on the floor, like, all like, his face is all smashed up and all this. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And they let him get up. He got up and he still had to do the sound because he was a prospect. He wanted to still join the thing. And he's all like, faces all swollen, trying to do the sound. And we're like, what do we do? And, I remember the guy who was coming to see us, I won't say his name, one of our friends was coming, and at the time he was a copper. And I phoned him up. I said, what should I do about this situation? He says, I'm still going to come to the gig. Do not tell them I'm a police officer.
Oh, God, yeah.
So that Green Room film always reminds me of that. Because, that was, they literally beat the tar out of him, man. It's wild. It was wild. It was wild times. I'm not going to say any other thing about who it was or where it was because I don't want to get in trouble because I've had a few experiences with biker groups as well at other different groups playing events for one and then another one finds out and someone's threatened to beat the crap out of me at a festival when I said we played for this other group. So I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want anyone to come find me. I don't think bikers have got the ability to listen to podcasts on their bikes anyway. But if you have, great technology.
We love you all. We're fans of whatever chapter you're in and all that stuff.
Keep up the good work. Riding around on the bike. But yes, Green Room very much reminds me of that. Green Room's
very good.
Yeah.
The other one which I'm just very, very briefly going to mention because I can't remember much about the film, to be honest. I just remember the soundtrack was incredible. And it only came into my head because you mentioned Cameron Crowe. Singles. It's a film from 1992. It's basically a grunge film. It's from 1992. Cameron Crowe. Basically, it's set in Seattle. It's all about the Seattle grunge scene.
Oh, right.
But it's like kind of a drama, love story. But the soundtrack, you've got Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Mother Love Bone, Mudhoney, Smashing Pumpkins, Screaming Trees. And it's basically just an early 90s grunge romantic drama. I can't remember too much about the actual film other than the soundtrack. And it's got some of the bands are in the film, like Pearl Jam appear in the film. I think Chris Cornell is in the film
cool.
in a few moments. But we mentioned earlier on that I've got a biopic or a bit of a biographical film. It's more so the topic I find quite interesting, but not so much the actual music because the story it's based on is just absolutely insane. The film is called Lords of Chaos, 2018. It's a biographical horror film written and directed by Jonas Åkerlund, and it is about the early 90s Norwegian black metal scene. So that's all like the burning churches. About this. Yeah, it's about this band called Mayhem, who were one of the big bands in Norwegian black metal. I love metal. I don't like black metal. It's a bit too much for me. It's hardcore.
My favorite metal is red metal.
You like red metal?
Yes, iron for your supplements.
Iron is good.
I wish I had a drum thing there. That was terrible. My laugh track doesn't work, Tezz.
Oh no. I'll just add those bits in post. But it's basically following the band led by a guitarist called Erroneous. Euronymous, weird names. But it follows their career, which is just doused in controversy. You know, the burning churches, the original singer of the band. I don't know what the correct term is that you can use online, but I think it's unalived themselves.
We can't say those words, can we now?
I don't think so, no. So I have to be careful.
Oh, yeah.
And then it ends up leading to the band, all this friction, drama for the sake of it. a bit of a dispute, which leads to the person you've been following in the film, played by Rory Culkin, getting murdered, which happens in real life. Yeah, it's such a dark story, but it is based on things that actually happen. So the music itself, not my thing, but in terms of a biographical film about a real dark period of history, it's pretty interesting.
What was that film called?
Lords of Chaos.
Okay.
But yeah, the acting in it's really good. Rory Culkin, Emery Cohen, Jack Kilmer. Is he Val Kilmer's? Oh yeah, he's the narrator of Val, the documentary about Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer's son, yeah, because he lost when Val Kilmer lost his voice.
Yeah.
Of course, another biopic is The Doors. I've never seen that with Val Kilmer in. You?
I've heard it's very good, but I've never seen it. I think it's because I never really listened to much of The Doors, so I never paid interest in it.
No, I love Love Me Two Times. It's a good song of The Doors.
I like Riders on the is it Riders on the Sand? Riders of the Storm. That's it. I like that. Yeah. I like a couple of things, but no, that's basically my honourable mentions detoured off massively because I started thinking of other films.
Hey, no worries. That's cool. I'm going to do 3 honourable mentions. I'm just going to get one. I feel like this needs to be said about, but this is School of Rock is one of my honourable mentions. I've even seen the musical. I've never seen a musical before.
Oh, nice.
So I went to see the musical with Meryl and her mum. I took them last year. It's a great film, and the songs in it are great, especially the School of Rock song. You know, if you want to be a teacher. But it's very much a Jack Black film. So Jack Black's awesome. But would the film be very good without Jack Black being Jack Black?
No, it's a Jack Black vehicle.
Yeah, totally.
He brings it together, yeah.
So it's not... I feel like it's a Jack Black movie based around a school of rock rather than a cool movie about a band where the band is the focus. Yeah. It's more about... And again, it's a singular role for Jack being the teacher as well. But I do really like School of Rock. That's one of my... And I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've seen School of Rock. Can you believe it was released 20 years ago, Tezz?
That is shocking.
We're getting old.
That is absolutely shocking.
We're getting old. And my next honourable mention... Now, I don't know what your number one is. I'm not sure if it's this, but another honorable mention was Airheads as well. That was one of my honorable mentions.
Cool.
But this one, released in 2001, originally supposed to release on September 11th as well, 2001. So, or the week after September 11th. So, this is why I didn't do very well at the cinema. Is a film with Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston, Rockstar.
Fair enough.
That's an honorable mention, but I think the film's fantastic as it gets up to him being in the band, and then it's just a montage. He gets fed up with being in the band and he leaves. So it's not that good, and the songs are pretty cool though. What's it? Down. We All Die Young. That's it. Trying to go through the song. That's such a great song. Have you seen Rockstar?
Oh, it's one of those films I've seen bits of many years ago on TV when films, would get shown on TV. I remember bits and bobs of it. I remember Miles Kennedy has a cameo in it, doesn't he?
At the end, yes. And the guy from Steel Panther. He's the original auditionee for the band. Zach Wilde's in it as well. He's the guitarist in the band. Jason Bonham's the drummer.
I haven't seen it for so long. I didn't even know. I mean, Steel Panther, I wouldn't have really started listening to them until many years after seeing it. After seeing it. So I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. It's okay. It's not as good as the other two I've said as a band film, I don't think. I know a lot of people who are like, oh, it's a great film, but it really watch Rockstar. It's great until he gets in the band and then it turns rubbish. Really rubbish. It's just a montage, I feel.
Isn't it, I don't know if I'm getting this completely wrong or thinking of a different film, but isn't it partially inspired by Judas Priest?
Tim Ripper Owens.
Yes, yeah. Where, obviously Rob Halford had left Judas Priest.
Yeah.
And then Tim Ripper Owens, who was in a cover band, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Tribute band beforehand. Yes, of course. That's pretty
cool. The band in Rockstar is called Steel Dragon, and Mark Wahlberg is called Chris Cole. And he gets the job and he's really anal about how much they have to be perfect. His Steel Dragon cover band. It's not a covers band; it's a tribute band. Anyway, yeah, it's okay. It is a good film. So that's my top honourable mention that I just kept out. That would be my number 5 or 6. I don't know, but it's hovering around my favourite films that are based around the band. What's your number one film then, Tezz? Drum roll.
So my number one. Oh, I had to sort of do a little think about, what kind of music films, do I enjoy? I went on Google, had a little kind of scroll, and as soon as I saw this title, I was like, oh God, how could I forget about that? One of my favorite coming of age comedies when I was growing up. It came around that time when you're at, like, you're in your teen years and you're seeing these films and it hits for comedy. The soundtrack is awesome. It does everything that you kind of want and it just then sticks with you. But I think that it got overlooked a little bit because it came out around the same sort of time as American Pie.
Right.
And it's very much that kind of humor. I think my favorite music based film is Detroit Rock City
Oh
from
yeah.
1999. It's just it's so memorable. The performances in this are great. It's
Edward
basically
Furlong's in it from Terminator 2.
Edward Furlong, yeah, John
He didn't
Connor.
just do Terminator 2.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's who else? It's Gene Simmons' wife or partner is in this, and I remember being like, "Oh, Shannon Tweed." As a youngster, but yeah, it's basically about Kiss, but it's 4 teenagers going on a trip to go to Detroit to see Kiss play live, but one of them has because they've got their own band, one of them has been sent to like a boarding school and they have to go and break him out, and then they lose the tickets and hijinks along the way. So it's basically like a road movie. It's kind of American Pie type humor, also road trip. It's very, I think again, this probably came out a very similar sort of time as Road Trip. And Kiss at that point, 1999, probably weren't. A lot of the rock bands from 70s onwards, their careers would really skyrocket and then dip, skyrocket
Especially
and dip.
Kiss.
Kiss, they're the sort of band who one year could be playing stadiums, arenas.
Yeah.
A few years later, clubs. Especially around this point because they'd released so many albums, they had quite a lot of lineup changes. They tried a lot of different things. So I think at this point,
sidebar, I love the whole Kiss mythology about the different characters, and I really wish, rather than getting whoever the drummer is, the latest drummer and guitarist being the cat and the spaceman, I wish they created new characters like they did with the what's it? The drummer. There's a drummer that died, and he was the Fox, and there was I wish and then interestingly from this period of time in 1996 they do Kiss Unplugged. And they get Peter Criss back. And they get the original. I can't remember the drummers. Basically, there's all the members who are the 2 original drummer and the guitarist playing there, and then the 4. And then behind them, if you watch MTV Unplugged Kiss, there's all 6 Kiss characters above them, like in mannequins.
Oh, okay.
They're out of makeup. So yeah,
was it Eric Carr?
Eric Carr, yeah.
Yeah,
so he died.
Yeah, died in 1991.
Yeah, he died, and he was the Fox. And then they did another guy. I can't remember his name. He was like, he had like a pyramid thing on his face. I can't remember. He left he left the band, and they took the makeup off and did all those really weird, like Crazy Nights and very sexually powered lyrics. That if you actually read the lyrics out properly, you'd be like, this is actually disgusting.
You watch some of those videos. They're sort of circulating again these days because it's just like, did women find this attractive in the 80s? Where they're wearing the weirdest clothes and also just the mannerisms. You just think,
what's the song? The first one with the makeup off, early in the 80s. Oh,
was it? It wasn't Lick It Up.
Lick It Up, mate. Watch that video. It's ridiculous. Just women feeding them grapes and squirting cream in their mouths. It's horrible. It's absolutely disgusting.
It's
but
bizarre.
Yes, Kiss sidebar there, mate. But I love the mythology of Kiss. I think as this film came out, it would have been as Peter Criss and I can't remember the drummer. Who is that? Peter? I can't remember.
Peter Criss is the drummer. The guitarist was Ace Frehley.
Ace Frehley,
So this has the original lineup in the film.
They just come back in 96 after the MTV Unplugged thing and did a whole tour. So they were actually sort of like probably coming to the end of that big tour. Because I think in 96, 97, that was one of the biggest selling tours in the world. And then they were maybe on another decline again. I'm not sure. They also did some of the WCW.
They did, yeah. That would have probably been around this time, if not like a year later, 2000 maybe.
Yeah.
Around that, yeah. But I mean, Detroit Rock City. It's a funny film if you like those sorts of American Pie road trip humor. The performances in this are pretty good. I mean, Sam Huntington. I think he was in one of the Superman films, one of the more modern
Jimmy Olsen.
Superman. He was, Jimmy Olsen, Superman Returns. James DeBello and Giuseppe Andrews. They've done some horror films, and of course Edward Furlong before when he was still making more known films.
Still John Connor.
He was still John Connor.
Hoping out for Terminator 3.
Oh yeah, I mean that always. I mean, I don't really like Terminator 3, but I always remember thinking, this isn't John Connor. Who's this guy?
Not, I don't even know what his name is. So I tell you an interesting story about the theory. So at the end of Detroit Rock City, don't they can't get into the gig. They've lost their tickets, and they're like, how can we get into the gig? And they all fight each other and beat the shit out of each other. And and these 4 guys have gone beyond the barrier to get into the gig. And the band, don't they, go to the security, goes, those guys stole our tickets, that's why we're all beating up. And then they come back, kick those 4 guys out, and then the 4 friends get into the Kiss gig. Interesting story. I went to see Aerosmith in 1997 at Hyde Park. Did you ever meet Rab, who lived around town, the ginger hair from Ireland?
Oh, that does ring a bell. Yeah, I think so.
So we went up, and a few of us went up to see Aerosmith at Hyde Park, and the main gig we were going to go see him was going to be Dublin on the Tuesday, but it was like, oh, let's go up on Sunday to Hyde Park and watch Aerosmith. So we went to the loo, out, outside Hyde Park. And some bloke was like, do you want to buy this ticket? And I was like, yeah, right. What is it? He goes, it's VIP ticket. And I was like, I'll buy it. Yeah, let's go for it. So I bought it up from 50 quid. Walked into Hyde Park, went right through the Hyde Park calling thing. Couldn't get anywhere with this lanyard. I was like, what is this? And then there was a gate right by side stage. And they're like, yeah, come in, sir. And I was literally went in. It was like a Hard Rock Cafe behind the stage. There's all these famous people there. Run DMC, Brian May, EastEnders people, like British celebrities, all there. It's one of those things. They're showing a feed of the festival inside this big closed area. It's all raining. Food and drink were all free. But I was in there by myself, and I was like, "Oh man, this is great!" But I'm in here by myself. And they also put a gold bar around my wrist.
Yeah.
And I went back out, saw Rab. And I was like, oh, man, this is going to be great, but I'm in here by myself. He goes, hang on, have you seen Detroit Rock City, Lawrence? I was like, yeah. He goes, I've got an idea. And so I gave him my lanyard. I went back in straight away. He goes, go back in, give me your lanyard, because I had the gold wristband. Went back in. And he went down the front, beat himself up, like they do, put mud all over his face, made himself look all scruffy. And he goes, oh, man, I've been down the front rocking out. And my lanyard, my gold wristband fell off. Can you let me back in? And he showed my lanyard that I gave him. And they're like, yeah, right, mate. And they let him in. So we both were hanging around all day, inspired by Detroit Rock City, the final scene as they got to the Kiss gig. And we're hanging around all day in this VIP area at Aerosmith.
That is cool.
So thank you, Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, good. Man. Yeah.
It was great.
Awesome. I mean, it helped your friend get into the gig.
It did. Awesome. It did. Yeah. Well, and drink the bar to dry. So yeah. Right. Should we do my first? My honourable mentions. Yes. I did them. Have I done them? Rockstar.
You don't know.
We've done my number one film, Tezz, and this is quite wild. I don't know if anyone even knows it. Some people might. My number one film, based on bands or rock bands, is from 1998. It's British, surprisingly.
Spice World?
No. Still Crazy. Have you ever seen it?
Do I? I don't know.
It's got Bill Nye in it. Jimmy, Billy Connolly, sorry. It's got, and it's basically about this old British band called Strange Fruit who play a festival, the Whiz Beach Rock Festival in 1970s. They disband after that gig, and it's just about how they get back together in the 90s. And one of their fans or something is like, we gotta get the band back together. And it's the story of getting them back together. They go on tour to Holland, and they're not getting on. The guitarist who was from the 70s festival they all think he's dead. And so they get this young guitarist in, and everything's going really shitty for him. Like, one of them's a recovering addict. It's a comedy. Bill Nye's a recovering addict, and he meets someone in Holland. He's like, do you want to try this? And he gives him this thing, and he's all high on the drugs, and all the band think he's tried to kill himself, but he hasn't, or I shouldn't say that, have tried to undead himself, whatever it is. And he hasn't. So they feel bad, and then they all make up for him. So, no, you're actually great. and then they play. They're still on tour in Holland, and they play this song called "All Over the World." It's such a great track, and it's one of those moments when you watch it, and the band are on stage in Holland, and all the crowd are like, "Oh, that song's really good, actually, yeah." And then they all just get into it, and then they have this amazing gig in Holland playing this song. The song's really great song, like "All Over the World" by Strange Fruit. You got to check it out. Such a cool song, and it's just their journey of going through this journey through music, and they get back together. Everything's working for them. It all goes wrong again, and then they discover, spoilers, the guitarist that they think is dead is actually alive, and then they get to play this big reunion festival in front of thousands of people. It all goes wrong again, and then the guitarist goes. But it's great. It's really, really great film. I love that film as a rock band, based on a rock band touring. I think it's a fantastic movie. Still crazy. It's not very well known. Bill Nye's in it. Billy Connolly, Jimmy Nail is in it. He's in the bass player in the band.
Okay.
It's really good.
I've never heard of it. No.
It's on Apple. You can buy it on Apple for like £2. So,
okay.
Maybe when you got your monster flight, that could be one of your films to watch.
Yeah, I do need to load up the iPad with some films.
Yeah. But yeah, still crazy. It's my favourite film about a rock band or a music for me, which is wild. People are like, why did you not pick some of the other ones? But I was like, no, I just really enjoy that film. I love the song "All Over the World." There's another one, "The Flame Still Burns," which I think Foreigner covered or do.
Okay.
I don't know if it's originally a Foreigner song. I'm not sure. It's got Bill Nye, Juliet Aubrey, Billy Connolly, Jimmy Nail, Timothy Spall's in it. He's the drummer.
Oh, nice.
And it's funny, the tax people are chasing him through the whole film. But he thinks it's the tax people chasing him. There's actually this lady who's just an old groupie from the 70s who wants to do rude things to him. And he's like,
oh my.
So she eventually catches up with him. Yeah, it's a great film, man. Great film. Check it out. Still Crazy is my favourite film about bands and music.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, really, really cool, man. But wow, there we go. I thought it was quite a nice little detour there, Tezz. That was a good, nice little chat about movies and music movies. I think music movies are great, especially when the songs are good. I feel like the films I picked, the songs from the bands are all really good. That you can listen to them without watching the film.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things. Like, that's why I only put an honourable mention, but not one of my picks for Lords of Chaos, because while it's a very interesting film, the music, not my sort of thing. Not the sort of thing where I'd be like, oh yeah, I think one of the things like is a great needle drop, I suppose the term is. And I've been watching Alien Earth on Disney Plus, the new Alien series. And at the end of each episode, and initially I thought this is a bit weird because in Alien you don't normally have music. It's not just score. But they've been having like rock songs play at the end of the episodes. Mob Rules by Black Sabbath. Stinkfist by Tool was at the end of one of the other episodes. And it's one of those things where when you get a good music choice, and I suppose that's also what happened with the Marvel films. Like there was a period where you had really good music in Marvel films, but it just elevates your experience. And when a film is about a band, it's got to have good music to really sort of bring it together, I think.
Yeah, I think that's one reason why I quite enjoy Still Crazy. I remember one New Year's Eve, actually, was in the car with my dad years and years and years ago when I was much younger. And he that song "All Over the World" played randomly in his car CD player, and he was like, "The whole world's going to be like this tonight, all over the world." It's always a memory I have of. It's a great track. Check it out, Tezz. See what you think about. I don't think we can play it. We can't share sound. We haven't got that set up here on our podcasting. But I don't think it's got any licenses to it. It's just this random film for this random song from the film. It's old rock song, but it's really cool, man. And the moment when they play it, when the band finally get together and play it in the venue in Holland, is wicked. They were like, yeah, we're doing it. We're back together properly. It's because they've just been not getting on at all for the whole film, and everything's been going wrong. And it's really, really cool. So, yeah, man, it was great. Quite a great chat. Enjoyed that. That was good.
Yeah, dude, an awesome time.
Where can everyone find you on the lines, Tezz?
Yes, so Ministry of Horror, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram primarily. That's where I do all my little horror bits and bobs, reviews, all that sort of stuff. I have the podcast, Ministry of Horror. Check out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all those places. And as we talked about earlier on, obviously getting married in a few weeks' time, and you can follow our adventures across America on Vegas and Valentine's is the name on Instagram. Be sure to give it a follow, like all of the posts. Yeah, that's where you're going to basically catch me over the next few weeks. What about yourself, dude?
Well, we've got no more Nothing But Good Time gigs in September, so we're going to be working on some new songs. Need to think of a good set to opener, Tezz, when none of us are really keen on We Will Rock You.
Okay.
Do you know She Sells Sanctuary by the Cult?
Oh.
Wouldn't that be quite good? Imagine
That's
that, like,
a good one.
Meryl or John, like, that might be, maybe it's going to be that. So we're going to be doing some rehearsing.
Cool.
And then we've got some gigs in October, so you can check out all our tour dates at nothingbutgoodtime.co.uk. Got some really cool videos coming out. When we played in Ireland, we had a 360 cam going, and we've got the soundboard recording. So in theory, they should sound really good once we're all edited up. So check them out. We'll be putting them all up online. Some live, good sounding Nothing But a Good Time 360 videos. And thank you for checking out the podcast. Sorry, missed episode last week. We'll be back recording more regularly these next few weeks, so we're continuing on. And please do give it a like and subscribe and all that good stuff on the podcast feed. And thank you very much for everyone for being here, supporting all of our creative endeavors. Thank you very much to Tezz. Great to chat to you, mate. I miss chatting to you. And it's great to be connected with you here on the Information Superhighway. And yeah, music movies, they're great. Go watch one and then go watch Spinal Tap 2 and let us know what you think. Maybe we'll watch Spinal Tap 2 and review it if we have time. That might be quite a good one to do. Finally, neither of us pick Spinal Tap.
No. I like Spinal Tap, but
yeah,
I wouldn't say it's a favourite. I enjoy it, but yeah.
I think for me, Spinal Tap is more like the scenes are quite good. Like the 11 effect there a bit. And the obviously walking backstage, not knowing where the stage is. But the music from Spinal Tap, I'm not a massive fan of. I think a lot of it's been the songs from the fake bands in these films. I've been like, the songs are wicked. Which was a big sort of inspiration for me with this sort of stuff. So, but yeah, there we go. Maybe we'll do Spinal Tap 2 review. Check it out, guys, on the Information Superhighway. But thank you very much. Goodbye, Tezz.
Goodbye, Law.
Bon nuit, everybody. Bon nuit.